Hello, Hollywood Time viewers. Judy Shields here. Today we welcome back country music singer-songwriter JD Shelburne. JD, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on. Good to see you again.
Yeah, I can't believe it. We talked back in November of 2020 during COVID. Can you imagine?
Wow, lots has happened to my career since then. So it's good to see you again.
Yeah, and I love that we before we started recording, he and I were talking about the fact that, back before COVID, we were actually just talking via phone. And so this is one good thing that came out of COVID is this Zoom so we could see each other. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's been a game changer, really. I mean, especially for artists like myself, this has saved us a lot of time on driving. I was telling you before we went on record, I've zoomed with a lot of radio stations. That's saved me a lot of time and having to hire a guitar player to play for me at different, when we do duo shows. And so this enables me to just go right to my phone and here in my studio and at the house. So it's definitely saved me time and money for sure. So. But thank you for having me on. It's good to see you again.
Yeah. And it's nice that I could see it says iPhone that you're doing this from your iPhone, which is pretty cool instead of having to, get out the laptop, get it all ready. That's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
it's funny. My laptop, actually, my iPhone has a better picture than my laptop. So I think I get a more clear photo from my iPhone. So I
Yeah,
know
you're looking
the
good.
iPhone you can do. I mean, I think it was I saw a line the other day. Someone shot a video from an iPhone 15, the Pro Max, and like full edited and everything. And it's just wild that the technology's improved that much.
Isn't that something? That's
It
that's
is.
amazing. And the reason I love talking to all you country folks, because it's like your home, and I'm looking at your wall. Like,
Oh
what you
yeah.
got back there? It says Shelburne 23. What are
Yeah,
some of those
so
things?
this jersey here, I performed for I performed at the Cincinnati Reds baseball game last year, and they gave me that jersey to perform. And I've been a lifelong Reds fan, a huge MLB baseball fan. It was kind of a dream come true for me to get this jersey and also perform there. It was a huge dream. So I've just got so much stuff I've done through the years back there. The other wall on the other side of the room is even more full of stuff. So I've got a lot of mementos that remind me of career changing moments in my studio here.
Yeah, because I see you're involved with like NBA and the NCAA, NASCAR. What do you just like perform?
Yeah, I've done 3,000 shows in my career. It's just been an amazing journey. And the only reason I know that number is because of doing my taxes every year. I've been able to go through and figure out how many shows. I knew I was getting close to 3,000, but I've just done so many concerts for different events. And like I said, I'm a huge sports fan. I grew up playing sports, and so anytime I get a call to play for a NASCAR race or an NBA game, and those come along every now and then. I just booked. I'm actually singing the anthem for the Milwaukee Brewers and the Dodgers game in August in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So that'll be another one I can add to my book. So I've been a part of a lot of great events, sporting events for sure. I've done Final Fours and it's been fun. So,
I bet you're gonna be nervous, huh? Singing that.
oh yeah, yeah, it never fails. I've done the anthem so many times, but it's always nerve wracking because you see things on social media of someone flubbing the words up and
Like,
then they're on a national news story. It's like, gosh, if anything happens like that, that would happen to me. So I'm always like, I'll never laugh and I'll never poke fun because I know that can happen to me. But
yeah.
that situation. But yeah, it can be very nerve. I think my wife is actually more nerve wracking than me. So more nerve wracked than me when it comes to those.
Yeah, because she just like her heart's beating. She's so proud of you, and she's like, "You can do this."
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, we're gonna talk today to our viewers about your second single released from your current album, Neon Hallelujah. Your song is called "Cars and Trucks." How did that song make it to you?
This is my sixth record out of Nashville. I've recorded six albums since moving here in 2008, and I'm always looking for great songs. I used to live next door to a writer named Mark Nessler, who's written 10 number ones. He's had a lot of success in songwriting, and he would pitch me a lot of songs from time to time. And through him, I met other people, other writers, and so a writer by the name of Jayce Hein. He wrote a cut for Aldine a few years ago. He's got a bunch of great songs, and I heard this song. I started testing it live at my shows, and fans just kind of fell in love with it. And I thought it told a great story. Everyone you can relate to it. And then when it come time to pick the next single, I'm just something about the melody of the song. I love playing it live, and we ended up submitting this to our video producer, and they thought of doing this at an old car lot,
Yeah.
an auto salvage lot that has a bunch of wrecked and burned cars. And at first I was like, man, I don't know how this video is going to turn out. And then it just, every car in that lot had a story, and
Mhm.
so it just made for a perfect backdrop. Yeah, so it's got, right now we're at 20,000 views over the last 2 days. So it's growing through our fan base, and a lot of people have picked it up. CMT's picking it up. Heartland's picked it up. RFD did a story on it. So, and you guys as well. So I'm really excited. The life of these videos is all about the fans, and the
Yeah.
fans have really shared this on their profiles, and it helped us get to folks like you.
Yeah, I definitely am going to put the YouTube link. It's pretty awesome because I was going to ask, like, so where did you film it? What wrecking yard there in Tennessee?
We filmed it at this place called Smitty's Auto Salvage, and right outside of Antioch, Tennessee, which is like right outside of Nashville.
Wow.
And my producer found this place, and we showed up to this. I mean, it was just a junkyard, if you will. And he just, the guy, the owner, let us come right in his lot and do whatever we wanted. So I was telling a friend of mine, we were on the road this weekend for 2 shows on tour. I had a couple fans ask me about it, and I'm like, the video turned out great, but if you could have smelled the cars, it was just a very eerie feeling of these
Oh,
wrecked and burned cars that really added to the video shoot while we were shooting this thing. And so if you could have just smelled, the cars, it's just kind of a frightening smell, but it just added
yeah.
to, I think it just added to the vibe of the video.
I know it's a sad thing that when we have to go, I mean, I visit them to go buy parts for my vehicle, so that's a
Sure.
different thing. Or I go, because I had an accident, which is terrible, and you have to go get your stuff, and you just I mean, when that first happened to me and having to go, it just made me cry, just because knowing that here's my car and that it saved my life because I could have died, and yet, like you said, it would be nice if the person who picked up the car had a story, wrote about it, and then gave that to the owner so that you could go visit these
I
places and
know.
read about it. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? You know?
Yeah, I mean, there was cars in there that were, $500,000 cars that were burnt to a crisp, and it's like
Ah,
you wonder how they got there. Did they survive?
yeah.
And so,
Ah.
yeah, I thought it made the song come to life a little bit more.
So now you yourself can go back and write a song, about these different cars.
Right, right.
The
Oh,
afterwards.
tons of ideas.
Because when I heard about your song and I listened to it, I love it. It's like, man, we hear all kinds of country songs about trucks and cars. I'm like, how, it's amazing that this song hasn't been recorded, Cars and Trucks, because it's
I
so
know.
country. It's like, wow, it was meant for you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I was when I was pitched the song, I was kind of shocked it wasn't recorded either. So, but it
Yeah,
worked out. Loved it, and the video it's one I've shot. I'd say 7 or 8 videos through my career, maybe 10, and it's actually one of my top favorites. So just
I like
just
it.
the song and the backdrop. I had never
Yeah.
shot at a junkyard before, so it was different.
So who produced it, the video?
So produced Cars and Trucks was a guy named Mike Proctor out of Spring Hill, Tennessee, and then Stormlight Pictures did my video. They've actually produced my last, I'm going to say, my last, probably since the last time we talked in 2020. I started working with them in about 1920, and
Wow.
they produced my last 4 or 5 videos. They've just been excellent.
Yeah.
Great editors, just the whole package, and just very grateful for Stormlight to bring these songs to life.
Yeah, because it did just the whole idea, fits the song and just the way they cut in and out. And then, they're showing the traffic because we all have to deal with that. That's what's so great about the song because we have to deal with that.
Sure, every day.
Yep. So your first vehicle you had, was it a car or a truck? And what was
It
it?
was a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents bought me a 2000, no, it's not 2000, a 1991, no, 93, I believe, a Chevrolet S10 pickup truck.
Wow.
And at the time, it was owned by our local water company in my hometown, and they sold it to my dad for $1,000. And it was my first truck, and I ended up passing it down to my brother. My brother got it, tore it up. Then I ended up getting a Camaro my senior year of high school as a gift from my parents. So I still have the Camaro today. Actually, we restored the car, and um, so it's yeah. I wish I had my S10 truck restored. That'd be a great memento.
Oh my goodness. In your the song that we had talked about back when we talked. Is that was that car in there? I remember seeing a picture of you in a car. Was that your Camaro?
Yeah, it was in the video "Hometown of My Headlights."
Okay.
It's the video. I had that video out, I want to say in 2022, maybe it came out.
Yeah, yeah.
It's we actually took my car down to the diner and put it in the video, so it was cool. It's funny. Um, the my battery went dead during the video shoot, so everyone's like, "That's what you get for driving a Chevy," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Get out of here." And
Uh-oh.
so my battery went dead because I left my car on too long for the video. They wanted just the headlights, and I just turned the key over to where it would just put the battery on, but it ended up my battery went dead. So that everyone kept just giving me heck over that. It was funny.
Those darn Ford owners.
I know, right? I was like, Chevy, man, come on, Chevy's the king of cars, and they never let me live that down.
Yeah, that's funny. My dad was a Ford man and always so of course I took that and yet his son, my brother, is a Chevy. It's like,
Oh
oh, you
yeah,
just want to go against dad, don't you? He's always
oh
been
yeah,
a
every
Chevy,
time.
even this today. So what about your guitar? When did you first learn to play guitar? How old were you?
I was 19. I was in college. Discovered guitar after the death of my grandmother. I was in my first semester of college and came home for her funeral. Found an acoustic, took it back to school, and started picking and singing. Just kind of gradually as the weeks went on, and it kind of became a newfound hobby when I started out. I had no idea I would ever take it to this level, but I started teaching myself to play and sing in a kitchen in a house we used to rent on campus. And after a lot of support from my friends and my family, my parents and stuff, just started gradually playing shows if I knew enough songs, and shows led to developing a fan base, which eventually got me to Nashville and doing this for a living full time. So it's been wild. I still have the guitar that I taught myself right over here behind the camera.
Oh,
That
nice.
that started it all for me. So it's been a wild journey, very rewarding journey.
And behind you, is that a couple electric guitars hanging back there? Are those
Yeah,
electric?
the red Gibson SG on the right, you see right there, maybe your left. I can't tell which way I'm turning, but
Yeah, that's fine.
the
Fly right.
that was a gift from a late friend,
Oh,
Rod Cunningham, a friend of mine in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. I played a show there one year, and he ended up reading about my show upcoming in the newspaper. Invited me to his house. We went to his house and talked about had a lot of ended up having a lot of mutual friends. And he gave me that guitar as a gift years ago, and he passed away a couple years ago. And he was just a
oh.
dear friend, and so I have that. And then the Fender Telecaster up there as well. I bought, I think, with one of my first paychecks. As a gift to myself way back in like 2009 or no 2005. I wasn't even in Nashville yet, and I still have that. So they both never really get played, but they're just there for looks. A lot of memories.
Yeah, they say that those Fender Telecasters are like amazing guitars, right?
They are, yeah, they
Um,
got great sound, and I always wanted a Sunburst guitar, and so I ended up, yep, I've had that. I need to take it out on the road and start playing it, but
that's so cool. I also read
yeah,
that you toured with, not sure if you toured or played with them, ZZ Top. Talk about that.
yes. Opened up for them in 2021.
Wow.
Actually was the last band that opened for them. Dusty passed. We played with them on a Sunday. Dusty passed away on Wednesday, so
Oh,
we technically at the time were the last band to play for them. So it was a big moment to play with rock and roll icons, and um,
oh,
would have had no idea that had been their last show. It's wild, but
isn't
yeah,
it?
I was honored to be able to play that with them, and that was a huge career moment for me to be able to open for ZZ Top.
Yeah, I had to talk about that. And Billy, he's pretty amazing, isn't he? You
Yeah,
wouldn't think it.
I was in a
Yeah.
music video with him a few years ago.
Yeah.
A group called Chapel Heart. I'm in their first video,
Yes. Oh
and
my gosh. That's
yeah,
you.
yes, it's Jesus. It was called Jesus and Alcohol, and so it's me and Billy's the preacher. And I'm the best man of the wedding, so
Oh my gosh.
it was fun.
Wow, that's
So
pretty cool. It's like, yep. And also, you had an exhibit at the Country Music Hall of Fame, what is it? Kentucky Music
yeah,
Hall of Fame. That must have been
still
pretty
there.
honor.
Yeah, big honor. It's still there. You can still check that out. I was very honored they asked me. I played a lot of shows in my home state. I'm very partial to playing in the bluegrass state, and there's a lot of opportunity in Kentucky, and so I've just built a fan base through there through the years. It's called the Attention to Hall of Fame, which asked me to be a part of an exhibit. So I gave them one of my derby coats, a guitar strap I started my career with, some lyrics, pictures of me and Steve Warner and us on the CMT red carpet, from the award show. Just a lot of stuff. It was really, really a high honor to be asked to be a part of that. And I've had a lot of fans be able to visit there and see the other Kentucky exhibits. There's a lot of artists based from the Bluegrass State that have had success. So I was very honored to be in that uh, just mention of all those names.
And I'm going to go to the Kentucky Derby next year because I'll be 65, and the Kentucky Derby is on my birthday, May 3rd. So
Oh wow!
So I'd like to go visit that museum, the music hall.
So the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame is actually in Renfro Valley, which is probably it's a pretty good drive from Churchill Downs. I'd say it's an hour, 10-minute drive. Now there's a museum there's a Kentucky Derby museum. It's not the same thing, but it's there on the property of Churchill Downs. I was in there as well. I actually had my suit featured in there a few years ago. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
But Churchill Downs, the Derby is something you have to experience at least once. I've been 10 or 11 times. I proposed to my wife on the red carpet there. We go every single year. So
Oh,
it's we have I perform at galas there, and it'd be a good place for you to be a part of. I can connect you with some people to get
yeah,
you.
because I would like to cover the red carpet as the Hollywood
Yes,
Times and then be able to talk about that because it's like me, it's like bring Hollywood to Kentucky. I just went to Nashville,
yes,
so bring Hollywood to Nashville, just
yeah. I can definitely help
oh,
them
I
make that
appreciate that
happen.
because I definitely am going, I'm looking for Airbnb or something we don't want to stay too close. We want to be further down. We want to visit my younger son's going to go with me and he likes bourbon. So we want
Oh,
to,
there's tons of that.
yeah. So I go, we can go do some of those distilleries or whatever they call them.
I know, right? Yeah,
That'd be
there's a ton
great.
of that. I mean, Bardstown be a good place for you to stay. Bardstown is probably about 25 minutes from Churchill, and
Okay.
Maker's Mark's there. Is Jim Beam is
Oh,
there. Heaven Hill, Evan Williams.
wow.
All those are close within the vicinity. So Bardstown Bourbon Company. So Bardstown be a great place for you to stay.
Okay, great. We'll do that. We'll do that. So let us know your social media. How can we all find you out there?
Yeah, everything. You can lead you from jdshelburne.com, my website, also Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. I'm on socials, but if you just Google my name, it'll lead you to my website, which takes you everywhere else. So encourage your followers to check us out, check out my new video.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely post that. So, can you tell us any funny stories to share with us out there on the road that we wouldn't know
Oh
about?
man, I've had a bunch of funny stories through the years. I used to get mistaken for Jake Owen all the time.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny. I ended up cutting my hair, and I was like, finally, that was behind me. I've just I've met a lot of people that tell me crazy stories about where they heard my music or I've met people at my story at my concerts that went on a date to my show. Then they
Oh.
went on a first and second date at my show. Then they proposed at my show. Then they came to my show after they got married, and they brought their kids to my show. So it's been it's been pretty wild to see my fans evolve from meeting coming to my show on a date and then ending up bringing their firstborn child to my show. And this weekend I was playing a show in Harrodsburg, Kentucky at their 250th celebration. A lady come up to me who's one of my fan club members. I have a fan club that I run every month, and she brought a picture of herself. She came to my first show or one of my shows at like 6 years old, and now she's 21, and she brought the pictures side by side of the shows and stuff of her now. It's like, oh my god,
Wow.
you talk about feeling old. It's like, wow. Um,
Thanks,
so
lady. No.
yeah, so I get a lot of stories like that, and I've got a lot of crazy stories too of just through the years of touring and stuff we've seen on the road. And but yeah, I'm gonna write a book one day, hopefully.
Thank you. I
I
was
can.
gonna just ask you that sound. I have one of those coffee table books would be pretty
I
awesome.
need one. Yeah, I'm afraid I'll forget everything before I write it, so I need to.
Use that iPhone and start recording so you'll have it there.
I know it.
Record your thoughts.
Pictures help jog. I've saved about every photo, so those will kind of jog my memory a lot on
Yeah.
things I've done through the years. So yeah.
So as an artist up there singing on stage and you're singing along, do you stop singing and your fans keep singing? What does
Oh
that feel
yeah.
like? How does that feel
It's
like?
it never gets old. It's incredible. Anytime your fans know your songs, it just makes just gets your blood pumping even faster. And it's also it's a trick. There's times you get lost in the moment, you forget words, you can just let the crowd sing them, kind of put you back on track. They've saved me a few times.
That's amazing.
So
I love those
yeah,
stories.
So,
How,
oh yeah, but yeah, never gets old. Never gets old.
how about touring? Are you starting your tour? You been touring all year? What's that look
Been
like?
touring all year. I've been touring. I do about 150 to 200 shows a year every single year. I played probably 50 this year. I've got another 50 to go. I'll probably play another 150 this year. I book stuff all year long. I'm out every single weekend on the road. Every single weekend I'm on the road. So
And
it's
then
been great.
you have your own band?
Yes.
Talk about your band. Who are your band members?
Yeah, so I got a full band. I've got a guy named Aaron Cooley playing for me. Been playing for me for a couple years. Roger Michaels plays bass. Been playing for me about a year and a half. Charlie Gott's playing drums for me. I am having two or three fill-ins here and there. That we
Yeah.
take a 5 or 6 piece band out. I have a keys player every now and then, and so I do a lot of acoustic stuff, a lot of band stuff. So it's been a lot of fun traveling the road playing our songs.
I know I always like to reach out and talk about the band. Do you have any backup singers too?
Roger and Aaron both sing harmony, so
Nice.
that's kind of a win-win when you play for me, and it's always nice to have harmony singers. There's a lot of people in this town that don't sing harmony. I would think it would be tough to find a job if you didn't. So I'm very thankful that Roger and Aaron both can carry a tune. So it helps.
What's your favorite venue to play at so far?
I love playing. I love to play theaters. Amphitheaters are awesome.
Oh.
Probably my most favorite venue I've ever played at. Gosh, I played so many. I got to play a private show at the Ryman uh, years ago. That was pretty amazing. Then I played a lot of. I got to play Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, where the White Sox play. That was pretty incredible. Got to play a lot of NASCAR parks and stuff, and
Yeah.
I like Iroquois Amphitheater opened up for ZZ Top in Louisville. Man, maybe the best sound I've ever had on stage. It was just impeccable. It was unbelievable.
That's pretty cool. So what's your dream place to play at?
I've never played the Grand Ole Opry. That's hopefully on
Really?
my horizon sometime soon. So
Gonna have to get you up there, huh?
I'm waiting anytime.
I think your publicist can make that happen.
I hope so.
We'll push her for that.
Please do.
Very good. So is your album out currently or gonna be
Yes.
it's out right now?
Album is out right now. Yep. It's called Neon Hallelujah. We've been touring and pushing it for the last few months. I got to record with the Oak Ridge Boys on the album. So the gospel song "Amazing Grace" is also on that record as a bonus track. Got to record with them last April, and right before Joe retired. So
Yeah.
it's a very big album for me, a big career moment to have them on my record. So met them years ago, and they've been champions of my music, and asked them to record. They said yes. So big moment.
Very good. I'm at the so do you have an actual CD or is it all on your
Yeah.
CD?
Oh, I have actual CDs. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I
Oh,
have CDs, and it's also online too.
all right. I'll have to get me one of those.
Yes.
Sounds good. So you have any parting words for us?
Just check out our music. We're building fan bases every day. I've been doing this for over a decade. I meet somebody new every week. So I want to encourage fans to follow us on our Facebook page. I run my socials myself. So every time I respond or put a post, that's from me personally. So I don't believe in paying anybody to do that. I want to keep that connection with the fans. So encourage your fans to follow us, and I appreciate you. I'll share this link on my socials when you send it to my publicist, and we'll go from there. Appreciate all the
Well,
support.
I was going to ask you about social media. I'm glad that you do that. It means a lot, and I know some people might be super busy, whatever, and it's like they have to pay somebody. So that's good to hear, that we're talking to
Yeah,
you and stuff. And this is the Hollywood Times dot today or actually dot net, and we're going to put this up on our YouTube channel. It's the Hollywood Times official. So once I get this up there, then I'll share that link and you can have that on your social media as well.
sounds good. Well,
Okay. Well, so
thank
good
you
to
for
see
having
you
me.
again. You look
You
great.
too.
And
You
we'll talk
too. Appreciate
soon.
you. See ya.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.